we are all gathered here to honor. Could you help me out? Yeah. Could you hook a brother up? I'm a Jewish guy. Everybody's trying to convert me to Christianity. I'm holding my own here, okay? But please, everybody listen. First of all, I want to say how unbelievable it is to meet such unbelievable people from all walks of life coming together because of Jimmy's birthday. And one of the things I've realized over my life is that when there's a very special person who's having a very special moment and they bring people who are special to them together for that moment, all those people seem to get together because they have one unbelievable thing in common, and it's that person, Jim Meyer, okay? So I really want to bust his balls desperately right now, and he deserves it, and he's had microphones when I didn't, and I'll probably try, but I do want to say a couple things. He's working on coming out of his shell, okay? So please be patient with him. The other thing I want to say that, in seriousness, without crying like a baby, is that I've got a lot of blessings in my life, and family is everything to me. And you know, God gives you your family, but sometimes you get to choose who becomes your family. And Jim Meyer is my brother. And as I think about my 65-year horizon and look back on what's gone on in my life, I swear to God, I can tell you that, like, in the top moments and memories of my life that didn't have to do with childbearing, which I did, and I think I bounced back pretty damn good, but all the wonderful experiences and all the new things that I got to do, always, when I close my eyes, I think about it, they were really manufactured or created or started by Jimmy. So I want to thank you, Jim Meyer, in front of everybody here, for being such a special human being, for being such a special influence in my life, and for creating lifelong memories that when my eyes close, I will remember those things as part of the blessings of my life. So thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you. Secondly, there is no person that is more generous than Jim Meyer. It's absolutely unbelievable to me how open and willing you are to help everybody else out and be so gracious of a host in everything you do. It's something that I think we could all learn from, right? And it's magnificent. And the other thing is, he's got childlike enthusiasm about everything he does, no matter whether he's done it 100 times. And I realize it's because he has the IQ of a child. So, well, it's harder for the rest of us, right? But, bro, do you believe it? The sun's setting. The sun is fucking setting. It's a freaking, what the hell is that big yellow orangey thing there? It's beautiful. Are you seeing what I see? Yeah, it's called a freaking sunset, bro. He goes to Europe for the first time, and he's in England, and he's looking with a bunch of people. He's looking, and people are looking at him. They're like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "I don't know, man. Like, this thing's supposed to be really special. I don't see it leaning at all." And they go, "It's the Eiffel Tower, moron. It's not the leaning tower. You're in friggin' England." Paris, idiot. That's why we get along. Oh, the principal behind me corrected me. I'm sorry, Pat. I thought you were all liberal. You look down on guys with 68 IQs. That's really nice of you. I appreciate it. Jimmy is the most energetic human being I've ever met in my life. People think in my normal life that I have energy. They're like, "Dude, do you ever slow down?" I go, "You have no idea what my benchmark is." Last week, he did 65,000 things. We were at, Patty lost her husband. We started at a memorial service. We did an 18-hour meeting with Jim Penn for a bunch of Primerica people. He got on a plane, played 3 days of golf. He's got this thing coming up. He calls me on Sunday. He goes, "Hey, bro, it was great seeing you last week. You want to catch up?" I go, "Sure, bro, let's catch up." He goes, hey, where you at? I'm like, I'm sitting in my freaking den. Where are you at? I'm in Charlotte. I go, what are you doing in Charlotte? I haven't been in Arizona a little bit. I gotta go to see my house in Arizona. I go, you going to Arizona? It's Sunday afternoon. Aren't I coming to your birthday party on Wednesday? He goes, bro, that's Wednesday. He plays 2 rounds of golf. We come in on Wednesday, and he goes, what time you landing? I go, I don't know. I think we're gonna play golf. I go, I think I'm landing late. He goes, dude, you landed at 3:04. Make sure you wear golf clothes. All right, I land at 3:04, and my phone, where are you? I'm on the freaking plane. He goes, all right, tell Grandpa Pen to get his shit together. Did he wear shorts? Yeah, he wore shorts. How about freaking Musclehead over here? Did he wear his medium white t-shirt? I go, and he's got a baby's onesie on. Freaking Troy wears shirts so tight that they snap in the front so they can't pull out of his pants. So I go, could I get my bag? Hurry up, man. If you get here at 4, we can play 18 and still make dinner at 11:30 tonight. I'm like, I haven't eaten since yesterday. So we play 18 holes, we go to dinner. The next morning, he's like, he's got to go to a funeral. He goes, you guys are playing golf. I go, what if we don't want to play golf? Come on, you're Jackson, we got to play golf. All right, we're playing golf. So me, Troy, and Jimmy play golf. And we're playing really good. We get on the 14th hole. We're teeing off at 14. He's going to stay in touch with us when he gets back. We start getting texts. We're on 14. Don't know he lives on the 14th fairway. I hit a really good drive. I'm in the middle of the 14th fairway. I hear, anybody want a ham sandwich? Freaking fair. His house is on the fairway. I got ham sandwiches. So they run in. Troy eats the whole freaking ham, puts it on a sandwich, and we go back out. He goes, come on, we gotta go. We gotta get to Pablo Creek. It's 2:05. All right. So then we play another 18. He makes up a game. That it takes like Arthur Anderson, the accounting firm to figure out. There's 750 million parts to this. All I know is I beat him by a stroke and gave him $116. He's freaking doing math in the air and shit like this. He's like, and it's absolutely spectacular to watch this guy go. He gets a thing put in his heart, and I actually think there's jumper cables attached to the freaking thing because he's just. And then he's always doing this to me. Wait, you got to stand up for a second, Mac. He goes, "Can I help you with something?" He gets up on his feet because he's not tall enough. It's 6'4". He's got to look down on you and help you with something with his finger. Anybody get a finger in your face from Jim Martin? Right? And then he calls you to catch up. And he goes, I'm in Charlotte, I'm going to be in Arizona, and then we're going to come back, we're going to play golf on Wednesday and stuff like that, and then, how you doing? I'm doing all right, great catching up, bro. I'll talk to you later. Who do you have calling up? I think I got an update report on your manic craziness is what I got. But he sets the bar so freaking high. It's unbelievable. You can't get over his bar. It just brings you up to the next level. And for that, I am eternally blessed, bro. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so I wanted to get a few people to share some. Yeah, I'm blind as a bat. I'm gonna start with the coach because he earlier said Coach Cody was the most impactful person in his life. Coach Cody is a great guy. We've known him a long time. I've known him since 6th grade. Just a wonderful person on his own. Great coach. A great friend of ours for a very long time. So I'd like to have Coach come on and say a few words.
Thank you, Mike. I remember you from high school. That's 6 years of your life.
It's actually 7.5 years down.
When I think of stick, nobody told me I had to do this, and I'm not getting paid, so that's unfortunate. But I thought of one word, and it was motivation. So I remember back in the 9th grade, Jimmy was on the freshman team, and he was so thin that we nicknamed him Stick Meyer. He was always Stick Meyer to me, still Stick Meyer. And then sophomore year, I think he tried out for the JV team and he got cut. Oh shit, now his mother and father were pissed at me at that time, pardon my French. But, because he had worked hard, he's a hard worker. So he was motivated more, I think he hated me and our coaching staff than anything, but he worked hard in the off season. He was motivated. He's a motivated guy. And then he's on the varsity as a junior. Not only on the varsity, but he's a starter. And as we know, he went on to, as a senior, be first team All-County. He was motivated, and he did great. And the other motivational thing was, I tried to lose this guy after a couple of years after high school, but he still found me. And I'm in my classroom one day, and I taught learning disabled kids that were very emotional. So one day there's a knock on my classroom door, and it's Jimmy, and he goes, "Coach, I gotta see you right now." Okay, no problem. Of course, kids in my class are all over the place. You think Pressler can move? Oh no, this is big time. And anyway, he says, "Coach, you gotta talk to my parents." And I said, "Yeah, what's that about?" "You gotta talk to my father, because I'm going to this thing in Secaucus, New Jersey, and it's called A.L. Williams or B.L. Williams, something, A.L. whatever." And I said, "What's that about?" He goes, "Well, I do these seminars, and everybody gets me all excited, everybody's pumped up, motivation." I said, "I'm motivated." I said, "So what's the deal?" He says, "My father, who worked for the New York Daily News in distribution and circulation, great guy, Sugar Frank, and he doesn't like that too much. I don't think my mother does either. Can you talk to him for me?" I said, "Yeah, no problem, I'll go talk to him." So I said, "Well, what's the deal? Is he making any money?" He says, "No, I'm not making any money." "How many times are you going a week?" He said, "Twice a week." "When are you going to make some money?" He said, "It's going to be a while." I said, "Okay, well, I'll talk to your parents." So next thing I know, I talked to his parents, and they say, "Okay, we'll go with it. Tell them to keep having some fun." If I'm not mistaken, a year later, Jim, you made $100,000 one year. $100,000. I'm going to say, I could be off by a little bit. I would say 1984.
Yeah.
But 78. What the hell? Yeah. So, just in terms of motivation, you people who are in the biz, as he would say, you're learning from the best. He knows how to motivate people. Get motivated. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've got one more thing that I have. I don't need that.
Okay.
If somebody would hold this for 1 second.
Yes, sir.
I have this for Stick. That's good. His high school number, Wayne Valley.
That's awesome, Coach.
And on the back, I got his name. 65.
That's awesome, Coach. Thank you. Awesome job. Thank you. So it's starting to come together now, right? It's starting to come together why the most influential person in Jimmy's life also happens to be good with special education. See what I'm saying here? Now you're seeing the thread leave the sweater, right? So I'm gonna tell you another quick story. We go to Ireland together, and it's me, Kirsten, and Kim, and Jim, and another couple. And Jim's like, we land in Ireland, and anybody ever eat with Jim Meyer? How many times? How many times? Like you spend a day with him? How many times do you eat with him?
A lot.
Like 11 or so. So he says to me, "You're gonna love Ireland, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I heard the golf is amazing, it's spectacular." He goes, "No, they serve soft serve in gas stations." So I'm going to freaking Ireland so I can get a swirly at a gas station. Can I just save the $11,000 and go to Dairy freaking Queen? So he gets to buy. He's very motivational. He's very influential. So we're stopping, and my wife buys in, right? So it's like, "Oh, there's one of those swirly things. Stop the bus, the Sprinter van." He's getting his little jimmies, the sprinkles. He gets the little jimmies. Kirsten's right there with him, and then we're eating. We get up in the morning. He goes, he's like, he likes cinnamon raisin toast. Anybody know the cinnamon raisin?
Yeah.
He says, "You want to have breakfast tomorrow?" I go, "Sure." And meet him in the kitchen. He's eating cinnamon raisin toast with like shit tons of butter on it. So I go, I thought we were going to breakfast. He goes, we are. I go, what the hell's that? He goes, it's freaking cinnamon raisin toast. Like that doesn't count as food. That's just cinnamon raisin toast. That doesn't count. So on day 2, I ever get bloated and you feel like things aren't, like your rings don't fit on your fingers? I'm lying in bed next to my wife and I go, I'm up 15 pounds. I'm literally buying Irish clothing because the shit I brought from the United States into fitness. And I go, this is a true story, I go to Kirsten. I go, if you want to go home 165 pounds, that's good, that's on you. I'm out trying to keep up with this guy. I'm already up 15 friggin' pounds, right? He eats. And I guess I understand why, though, right? Because he's moving 650,000 miles an hour, so he's actually burning calories right now because his knees going like this. It's literally the most amazing thing in the world, and I just stopped trying to keep up. The last thing he says, when he has a beach house, he goes, before the people wake up, you want to take a ride down to the beach, and there's a really cool breakfast place. They got these Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, like Jersey style. So I get up, and I meet him at 7 a.m., and he's eating. And I go, what are you doing? I thought we were having breakfast. We're having breakfast. I go, what's that? Cinnamon raisin toast. So we get on bikes. You can ride bikes on the beach. We go down to the place. We get a breakfast sandwich, big ass Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwich. We eat it on the way back. He's like, I got the greatest steaks for lunch. Like the breakfast place is right there. We're already thinking about lunch. I go, we're having steaks for lunch? Yeah, absolutely. 10:30, the grill's going off. He's got hot dogs on the grill at 10:30. I go, what are you doing? He goes, little halftime, little snack. You snack hot. I go, what are those? He goes, I go, isn't that lunch? He goes, no, those are hot dogs. Hot dogs don't count as lunch. That's why his name is Stick. He eats 46,000 calories a day, and he's still finishes that, right? It's spectacular. You got to spend time with this guy. It's freaking amazing. It's a fascinating situation. So I'm going to move this on by bringing up Pat, who's actually the same one in the room, which is amazing. I don't know how you've managed to be around us, but she is the big sister to many of us, and she is the apple of his eye. I don't know if he tells you all the time, but he talks about you like you are a saint, which you are. And so I would love it if you could talk a little bit about your baby brother.
Aw, go back.
And I was only given like an hour notice, and it's now ruined the party for me, so I want to leave as soon as I get this over with. So, you all know this incredible, motivated, energetic, successful, bigger-than-life boy as Jimmy Meyer. I know him as my little brother. Jimmy was the fourth of 4 kids. 3 of us were in 3 years, and then he was 8 years younger than me. I was at the Little League when we got the call that he was born. And my birthday was May 5th. My mother waited to go to the hospital until after my birthday in order to go and have him. And then in those days, they kept you for like a week or whatever when you had a baby. Now you're drive-by. But ultimately, and then he came home on the Saturday before my first communion. And my mother, who was this incredible person, who many of you might have known from the past, had managed the full party, the whole thing, and whatever. And they wouldn't let her out of the hospital unless she had a nurse. And the nurse that accompanied her was a Jamaican woman. And so my first introduction to Jimmy is being brought into our home by a Jamaican woman who I couldn't understand and was kind of afraid of. And she had my little baby brother. And I immediately became super protective. And then it was the rest of the party just making sure that he was okay, because he was being cared for. He was this tiny little thing. But anyway, that's the Jimmy I knew from day one. He is the Jimmy who was a late talker. And it's kind of crazy to say this because he makes his living by talking, right? I mean, he is the most motivated. He could have some kind of pastorship or anything. He could be doing whatever he wants.
We like to say cult.
And my mother actually took him to a specialist because she was worried. She was, 3 older brothers. I was 8 years older, Tommy was 7, and Kevin was 9. And then we had this little Jimmy, who would sit in front of a mirror and kind of just babble to himself. He was 2 years old before he really started talking, which was, we were worried. And now he doesn't shut up. Jim was an altar boy, and someone mentioned that the picture out there was him being an altar boy, but that was his.
Hold the mic up so they can hear you in the back.
That was his confirmation, I think, that picture, right? That's the Jimmy I remember, going upstairs to his room and him kneeling in front of the bed saying his prayers as a little kid. The Jimmy I remember was a little kid who found his older brother OD'd with a girl in his bed in the same room that they shared. And Jimmy would be praying at the side of the bed. He's lived through a lot. I mean, we've had a lot of chaos in our family. I think as most families do, find a normal family and like to meet them. But he became motivated in so many ways, and basketball was the thing. And I remember after the 9th grade team dinner, or maybe it was 10th grade, because we were crying. My mother and I had gone, and he didn't get any acknowledgement or anything. I think he thought he would have gotten like most improved or something. And he was laying down in the back seat crying. And then the next day I remember the weight set in the garage. And after that, Stick was committed to this lifelong journey that he has for fitness. And he began working out, and watching that commitment, it was incredible. And then as Coach said, he went on to play in college, was captain, and certainly that leadership just keeps coming out. Everyone's hit on how generous he is, and I marvel whenever he's come to stay with me and he's on the phone, he's in my office, and I hear, talking to him. It's crazy, but he's doing that all the time, and he is committed, and he is motivated, and he is so very generous. And I think of time as the biggest thing for generosity. Forget about money and everything that he's there if you need it. He's unbelievable. But he will give you that time. I was in a bad car accident in 2016, and before I even went into surgery, he was there. I'm like, to get here. And then they put a fake Trump sign on my lawn. So
That was me. Sorry about that. Don't blame him.
I threw all the oxycodone on. I was like, he is generous of mind and spirit and I'll say body, but that's in the past. But anyway, I consider myself to be one of the most fortunate people in the world, to be part of the family that he has created, the family that our family created, and by extension, all of you who have, like, all his friends from high school. I mean, I just, like, I'm the old sister. I was 8 years older, so I was like, not around. But thank you all for being here.
Aww.
Thank you for loving him.
Thank you, Pat. Pat. Great job, Pat.
So, those of you who are counting, those of you who are counting, you can now add one more accomplishment to Donald Trump, and it's Pat's rehabilitation. So, thank you, Donald, for all you've done, and look how unbelievable Pat has been after the crippling accident. Had Trump not won, you would be in a wheelchair. Let's be honest, okay? So, that's so effed up. That makes her so mad, and it is so much fun. So, one of the coolest things that's happened in my life is Kim. And I think, that old silly movie, like You Complete Me, I think you guys have completed one another. And because of they've been completed through one another, they've completed a lot of the ancillary people around them. Is that a good word, Pat? Ancillary? Thank you. Thank you. Been a lot of shots at my IQ, so I want to use a big boy word. But because of how you've been, it's been really beautiful to watch, and it's been really beautiful to be a part of, and it's really beautiful to watch the family that you have, and we look forward to a lot of wonderful milestones together. But I wanted to bring one of the blends up here, and so if Sandy could come on up for a second.
Good evening, everybody. Little Jimmy. How long? You've been my stepdad for what? 12 years?
Yeah.
10 years? A long time, and I didn't have anything planned, but I wanted to come out here so everybody knows, as many people in this room have been touched by Jimmy in a spiritual way, not actually, but touched. I can't speak for Presley, but
He touches me inappropriately all the time.
Oh.
Somebody get me one of those dolls so I can point to it.
So I'm 27. I'm 27 years young, and I've known Jimmy since I was probably a little shithead going through puberty, causing a whole ruckus for my mom. And one thing, I do love my mom. I'm a mama's boy at heart. So, knowing Jimmy, I went to college to play baseball, and I got hurt, and I really wasn't in the right headspace for a young individual. So I came home, and I started working for Jimmy and got into sales, and we started spending a lot of time together. And the thing about Jimmy is he's loud. I'll touch back. The first time I met Jimmy, I came home, and my mom was like, "Why is he screaming?" I didn't know what was going on. But that's just him. He's that loud and that energetic, and he just breathes life into everybody. But from where I was at the point in my life at 17, 18 years old to where I'm now at 27, I wouldn't be half the man I was if it wasn't for you. I mean, I was sitting in the car, I'm alive, I'm awake, I feel great. I don't moan, I don't bitch, I get rich. Why is he making me say this stuff over and over again? We would do it in the car. I know Connor's been doing it a long time ago. I'll bring this away from me a little bit. But Jimmy, I just want you to know, I'll say it again, I wouldn't be half the man if it was for you. Thank you for everything you've ever done and teaching positivity, and just go talk to people. There's a whole life out there, and when you make it about relationships, it's a lot better.
Aww.
So thank you. We love you.
So I was screaming, huh? Thank you for turning that on as we close out. I appreciate it. It was awesome. Hope and Connor, real quick, have something to say about their daddy. Where's Connor at?
Connor!
You go.
Dad, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me in the 25 years of living. We didn't know that I was going to graduate, but I finally did it. And I feel like I was God's greatest gift to you. You've taught me to persevere through everything. I feel like I've gotten a lot of motivation. You've got me through a lot of tough times and tough situations, and I'm really proud that you're my dad.
All right.
Connor.
Yeah, perfect.
Aw.
All right, to wrap things up a little quickly here, had a little hour maybe to kind of think of something to say, and that's just out the window. But as we're wrapping up, I look around this room and I just see every different phase of at least the part of your life that I've been a witness of. I know it's not the whole thing, but at least a decent margin of it. And it's just people from every single part of your life, to high school, to college, to work, to living here. And it's so fantastic to see just this much love and affection in the room for someone so special and interesting, but someone that we all are just all captivated by. Someone we can't get enough of. Wow. Someone that is a lot, and we still can't get enough of.
That's good.
Man, there's a lot I really want to say, but I know we're pressed on time here. Very fortunate to say that you are my dad.
Wow.
And you are my family, and I know everyone here feels like family.
But you are it.
I am family. You're stuck with me, and I'm stuck with you, and I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful for everything you've done for me, the rest of these people in this room.
Wow. We got two guys I want to bring up, Joe and Keith. Keith's been a lifelong friend, business partner. Jimmy, Joe's been just an unbelievable inspiration to all of us. He's a special guy. They're very close friends, and so Keith Otto.
Hey guys, just want to take a minute out. Jimmy was talking about leaning in, and a lot of you know Jimmy for a while. Like Jimmy talked about being a sinner. I miss that. I have to be honest. I miss that. Jimmy was the pendulum where it was like Jerry Falwell on one side and Charlie Sheen on the other. And so the only difference is you didn't know which one you got. So Kim, I want to publicly thank you for keeping him off the bad side. It was like an Animal House with a bad dude on each side, and it's just we've done a lot of traveling together, a lot of good stuff. But one thing I'll say is, you know, in life as we get older, there's only a handful of people. It seems like, you know, in high school you got, it's like high school, right? Where everyone's on the same page and then everybody goes off to their own different lifestyles. And then as we get older, you really only have a handful of close people. And I think this is a testament. Most people can't pull this together when you look at all the different people that he's influenced. And there's probably another 300 people pissed off that they didn't qualify for this trip. Did you guys win the contest to come to this event tonight? Which is awesome. But you know, Jimmy, you were talking about leaning in. I kind of miss when he went from leaning in to lean back. Lean back. You know, he went from drinking vodka to having a friggin' ice cream truck at a 65-year-old party, which is a unique situation. And you know, we've done a lot of traveling. I think about when you and I shared a room in Scotland. If you've ever been on Irish golf trips with Joe and in Scotland, and we shared a room one time, and the room was literally so small. Him and I were in two separate beds, but we ended up in the same bed. And I said, Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, I woke up in the morning and you're touching yourself. He goes, yeah, what's the problem? I go, you're using my hand. It's the first time I ever slept with a man was Jim Byer, I have to be honest with you. But all kidding aside, you know, you listen to people bitch and moan all the time. Everybody looks at half full versus, you know, half empty versus half full. And Jimmy's a half full kind of guy, kind of a whole full kind of guy. And it's very odd. I've never heard him talk negative about anybody, ever bitch and moan. I see him get frustrated or whatever, but it's really rare that people don't complain. And if you notice, most people bitch and moan about so many things, and he's a very positive guy. And what you see is what you get. And I heard years ago, there's a handful of people that you influence. And on one hand, you know, we all have people like, he talks about you, Coach, all the time. He goes, people that you can count on one hand, man, this guy had a big impact in my life, this guy had a big impact. And most people have 2 or 3 people that really impacted their life. And I bet you he's on a ton of people's hands for how many people he impacted. Just want to let you know we love you, buddy.
First of all, 2 things. If they would have watched Step Brothers, they would have built bunk beds, and then they would have much more room for activities. And he was always caught between Joel Osteen and Charlie Sheen. Because that rhymes. So let me hand the microphone to Joe, with a special guy. Joe, thanks, bro.
Yeah, I'll make this quick. I didn't really plan on talking today, but I met Jim, 16, 18 years ago. His office was having a Halloween party, and our neighbors were good friends with them, brought us over there. And by the end of the night, we were best friends. I invited him to a golf tournament in Lake Nona. Well, next thing I know, we're talking, we're going, let's go to Ireland. He goes, I got a good guy, Otto. Next thing I'm with Otto in Ireland. And just a great guy. We started going Super Bowls together. We had a 5-year run, like there was no tomorrow. I mean, I lived life similar to Jim, not to his extent, but that's my model too. Unfortunately, that 5 years, I found out I had cancer. I went to Sloan Kettering, went to Mayo, went to MD Anderson. They said there's nothing you can do. Hey, we found it early, got 2 years to live. I was given a death sentence. Next thing I know, I had a long talk with Jim, tell him about it. He calls me up, calls my wife up. He goes, I've got a place for you, Joe. And I'm like, dude, I just went to Mayo and Sloan Kettering. So I kind of blew him off, and he starts talking to other friends. He goes, you got to get Joe there. We got to get Joe there. Comes back, talks to my wife, and finally I go, all right, let's just go ahead and do this. So he calls up the director of this clinic out in Arizona. We have a conference call. Guy really amazes me. I went out there, flew out there. I'm like, Jimmy, this could be the thing. Next thing I know, I'm 6 months out there. like I said, everybody gave me no cure. It took a while, but I am now cancer free. And I would have never gone if it wasn't for this man. So I thank you, my wife thanks you, my 3 kids thank you.
I don't know what to say other than
There's nothing else to say. This is a party, okay? None of you knew about this an hour ago. I didn't know about an hour ago. I'm paying all kinds of money for a horn player. We got an ice cream truck outside. I want to thank, seriously, all those beautiful words, okay? I mean, I'm touched more than you can imagine. I came in here and told you, I'm full of, like, the gratitude I have is just unbelievable. I hate to put my back to anybody. But let's party, okay? Just thank you so much, Michael. You are such a special friend, okay? Keith, that was so beautiful. All of you. But, hey, let's go hit this ice cream truck. I want one last thing to do, okay? You comment a lot of things about me and Kimberly and our family. Is Leslie Weed and Bobby Weed here?
They are.
Leslie, Bobby, they might be outside here. Leslie and Bobby, if it wasn't for Leslie and Bobby, we would have never met. Okay, I'm still part of the HEAL board, helping enrich autistic lives. Kimberly was volunteering. I went to the zoo walk. I'm like, who's the hot blonde with the red sock hat on, with the white tight shorts? I found out through Leslie that, and we started talking, and we got married in their backyard. So they might be out there having a cocktail. I hope they are enjoying themselves. I'm sorry you all had to endure that. Okay, but I will let you know I enjoyed it. My cup was running over before I came in here. But what I just experienced there. I said earlier, most people never experience this until they're not here, they're dead. And people come together. And I thank my wife for allowing me to experience this tonight, and I thank everyone here. But please don't leave, we're gonna crank it up. I got some new dance moves, like you can't move this stuff to me. Let's go have some fun, God bless, thank you very much.